Hello, hello, and welcome back as I once again swear off the wickedness of the Warrens forever in Perfidious Pete Plays Darkest Dungeon. Never again, Darkest Dungeon, never again, and I don't need no stinking talking Jodie Foster tattoo to remind me either. This time, you know what, it's seared in my brain forever. The champion pig monster down in the Warrens is he's just absurd. Just, I don't know. It's absurd, and remember back in the early 90s when we all thought Pauly Shore being famous wasn't a reasonable idea? Kind of absurd. I just can't handle it. He's got massive AoE attacks. He's got a huge single target attack that's also a shuffle and a stun. He's overpowered. Just no. Darkest Dungeon, no, that's it. I'm done. I'm not going to expose myself to any more of that. It's stupid, it's not entertaining, and I don't want any more. Which, again, makes it kind of oddly reminiscent of the life and times of Pauly Shore, but I digress. Let's go do a mission that isn't gonna wind up treating us like son-in-law treated Carla Gugino, and that it very nearly torpedoed what has otherwise been a relatively good career. What's our Ruins missions? We get All Saints Day as a town event and a Sun Ring. Meh. I'm definitely not going to go mess with the Swine King for an Abominations padlock in the Cove. No, all of these suck. Pete, why are you looking exclusively at medium level missions? Well, there is a reason for that. I'm definitely not going to go ever try the Fulminating Prophet again. I learned my lesson on that one too. What's the reason? I really want to get our marking team here up to level 5. Team Mark consists of Nicholas Brody, Matthew Crawley, Primrose Everdeen, and an occultist who shall be named later. Specifically, he shall be named later, and his name shall be Russell Franklin. So, let's grab this team. Are we gonna make level 5 with everybody on here? Well, Russell Franklin is definitely gonna make it. What disease do you have, by the way? Vertigo? Yeah, it's no big deal. Franklin's definitely gonna make it. He's on the up and up, that cat. I tell you what, he's a young up-and-comer. Primrose, how far are you away? 6? Yeah, it looks like Primrose is also going to make it, which means I think Cousin Matthew and I'm pretty sure that Goose, yeah, everybody's going to make it. We're going to get at least 6 Resolve EXP out of this, assuming assuming everybody doesn't die, which I suppose is always, potential for that exists. Let's not focus on the negative, though. Let's not focus on the negative. So what do we want to do? Well, Nicholas Brody, do we normally have you in front? You're not our frontline guy, are you? I don't think you are. Also, you guys really need skill upgrades before we go messing around here. Let's get that taken care of while we're at it. Brody, you got Mark Target. You have Come Hither, which is the pull, and the flashbang. So you're actually not our frontline guy. You're our backup guy, because it's Cousin Matthew who's our frontline killer. Or is it Cousin Matthew who's also... Maybe it's Cousin Matthew who's our backup guy. Now, Matthew Crawley's the murderer. Nicholas Brody is the backup. And we also need to get some armor upgrades for you cats as well. Primrose, how are your skills looking? You could also use a little love. That's fine. Pete will love you. I'm not a shy man. You want a little love? All you got to do is ask for it. Reach out for a little tenderness, kindness, and adoration from Perfidious Pete. Really, seriously, you don't have to, reach far. Just say, just give me an acknowledging wink or a shrewd look, and I'll be all over you, baby. So let's get all of our arms and armor up to 4. That's got you sorted. Primrose is going to cost a little more. Pete, you're getting desperately low on cash here. That's okay. We got a bumper crop this week, which means all of our provisions on this particular mission are going to be free. Good old bumper crop. We got Grant Wood and his wife out there keeping an eye on things. Although, technically, I think that guy in that picture was Grant Wood's dentist, but... Let's see, Brawler's Gloves. We lose 3% critical, but we gain 25% overall damage. More importantly, we lower our speed. Be like, Pete, why is it important to lower your speed? For this particular build that we're going, we want to have somebody else key off before our frontline guy, who, by the way, is not supposed to be Nicholas Brody. Before our frontline guy gets off, and no, not like that, chat. Why you always got to make it sexual, chat? Why is it always got to be sex for you? But before our frontline hitter starts hitting, we actually want somebody else to have marked the target for him. So if we've got the Brawler's Gloves, what do we want to follow that up with? Well, we're going into the Ruins. So we're going to be fighting mostly undead. Do we have anything else that would go with this? Bonus stress healed while camping. We've got a little extra hit to scouting. Not really that useful. Quick draw charm. No thanks. Sniper's ring. Nah. Light amulet. Not so much. Ethereal Crucifix, not going to be fighting a lot of ethereal stuff. A Crescendo box is intriguing. It does give us an extra 10% stress, and we have no stress mitigation on this team. But it does give us overall an extra 35% extra damage, which I like. Now, what do we want to do for Nicholas Brody then? Well, this is where the trick gets tricky. We can't give him Brawler's Gloves. We also kind of don't want to. What we should give you is maybe... Let's try this Survival Guide and... No, not a Book of Intuition, although I do like the fact that it lowers speed. We don't need extra damage against beasts, not really going to be fighting any. Bounty Hunter's Helmet is not fantastic. We really don't have good trinkets for the dual... Yeah, not at all. The dual Bounty Hunter here, we're looking, we're a little short in trinket department. If we were going anywhere other than the ruins, we just give somebody like an Ethereal Crucifix and have done with it, but... I think what we're going to have to do is maybe go with Dismas's Head. Is that really all we got? We could go... Well, okay, let's do this then. We'll get rid of the Survival Guide. We'll take the Book of Sanity, and then we'll just give him Dismas's Head. It does give us a big stress penalty, but basically with this, we're trading 10% max HP for 25% extra damage, and that's a trade I'll make just about any day of the week. Bonus stun and debuff chance for our Cultist is always nice, but, you know, I think really what we want here is probably bonus healing from Junia's Head, and anything else we can find that will give us a reduction in our overall stress. Do we have any minus stress items here? Only if our torch is ridiculously low, which we're definitely not going to do. Sniper's Ring. Don't we have like a Worry Stone somewhere? It's just like minus 10% stress? Do we not have a Worry Stone? We have a Critical Stone, Bleed Stone, Worry Stone, Health Stone, Warrior's Cap, Dodge Stone, Disease Stone, Debuff Stone. We got every stone but a damn Worry Stone. You know what? Screw it. Minus 1 speed for an extra 8 dodge. That 8 dodge might be the difference between us avoiding a stress attack that makes the 33% extra stress actually count for something. I'm shockingly okay with that compromise, although we could give ourselves bonus speed and bonus dodge as well. I would rather have the speed buff, because ideally what we're really going to want is to have our boy here be Markin. I want the bonus healing. I'm also looking at the Demon's Cauldron. I'm thinking, you know, maybe. But no, it's not worth the risk. Sniper's Ring, then, is definitely going to go on Primrose Everdeen. What do we want to back that up with? Probably just the Medic's Greaves, maybe? Or something that would give us a little bonus damage or some other variety of intrinsically good bonus. You know what? Let's just give you a Survival Guide. No, because that's going to lower your speed, and you also could be marking for us. Although your speed is so friggin' low already, I don't really think it's going to matter much what we give you. We could just give you a damage stone that lowers your dodge, but you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's just give you a damage stone instead. This is acceptable. Provisions. Well, we're going to go hog wild here because provisions are free, so I'll take all of the food. Give me all of your shovels, anti-venom, bandages. We'll just take, you know, full stacks of everything, and since we're not paying for it, if we don't need it all, we'll throw it on the floor. I probably don't want 2 stacks of bandages. That just seems greedy. Don't want these extra shovels either. 4 shovels is enough. We're only doing a medium-length mission. We probably are honestly way over-prepared here. Still, free is free. They always say, you know, never pass up a chance to go to the bathroom, never pass up a free lunch. Perfidious Pete always says, you know what, sometimes you should probably take a pass on that free lunch, especially if the quality of the restaurant looks like the ptomaine is routinely on the menu. Yeah, don't never pass up a free lunch. What if that free lunch consists of like deviled eggs and Spam? You know what? Maybe pass up that free lunch. You could afford to shed a few pounds anyway, couldn't we all? Maybe you don't need those empty calories. Deviled eggs, in addition to being disgusting, are also high in calorie. Ditto Spam. Spam is a little less disgusting than deviled eggs, but that's probably just a personal preference. I don't like deviled eggs. I don't understand. What was wrong with the egg that you had to take its insides out, reconfigure the insides, and then put them back in the egg? Why was the egg not good enough the first time? What the hell was wrong with it? The double dodge is not really a great way for us to have started. Was hopeful we might be able to one-shot a bone veteran, and we couldn't even get that done? Good lord, team. What the... I mean, this dungeon, we're like not even halfway into the first fight, and it's already starting off terrifically poorly. We didn't mark our target either. Graveyard Slash. We're not too worried about damage. With Junia's Head, our damage output capacity is pretty intense. Nicholas Brody getting off a nice shot there. Tempting Goblet. Russell Franklin is the one man we don't want taking a lot of stress attacks. We do have an option to camp. Yeah, we're going to take another Tempting Goblet. All right, Primrose Everdeen takes it to the face. And she has 50 stress in basically no time whatsoever.
Give them no quarter.
We probably should have gone for a stun. And in fact, you know what? Unfucking believable.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the effect.
We're going to take another one? No, we are not, because we're going to stab this man in it. This guy is unhittable. Somebody, please, you gotta finish this man off. Okay. One fight in and shit has already come off the goddamn rails. What the hell, guys? We're keeping our torch light high because we can afford to, since we have 3 full stacks of torches, and obviously we probably want to get rid of some of this stuff so we can carry shit. What's our mission goal? Oh, gather 3 holy relics. Well, we're going to need to be doing a lot more scouting. Another Tempting Goblet. Delightful. Stress there is actually less problematic than the damage. So let's get a mark off on this man. I'm hopeful that Primrose Everdeen with that mark is going to be able to kill him. And you know what? Let's go ahead and mark this man. Let's double up on the marks. Prim, that's my girl. That's exactly what we wanted right there. The bonus stress relief is also nice. Matthew Crowley taking a little bit of a delightful slash. 23 damage from Brody. Now we're starting to work it, fellas. Now we're getting rolling. Now we rolling. Primrose, I want you to repeat exactly what you did last time, this time, and do it on Johnny Tempting Goblet back there. Whose name is actually Bone Noble, but let's face it, if your options are to be named Bone Noble or Johnny Tempting Goblet, which one you gonna pick? You're goddamn right. So Crawley could go ahead and throw the mark there. Primrose, any day now, though. Yeah, Crawley taking another one. We're gonna need to get a heal off here. That was a beautiful shot, Primrose Everdeen. A beautiful shot. I'd say that you shot that man in a heart, but he was very clearly a skeleton and very definitely does not have a circulatory system. Okay, 19 damage from Russell Franklin, pumping us up almost back to full, which leaves me comfortable enough to go ahead and hit the heal. Or get the kill rather than to try and farm out a heal. We'll burn this. Oh, we can't even burn the torch because our light level is full? Well, we probably don't need a 5th shovel, so let's get rid of that. Got a debuff charm, which is overall pretty useless. Got a hallway fight as soon as we walk out the door. Still no sign of our... Well, okay, never mind. I was going to say still no sign of our first quest location, and then I moused right over it. Unlikely that we are going to need to do much marking here. I think we just straight up start going for kills. 6 damage on our spidery friend. 11 damage on our maggoty friend. We are going to take a bite for Prim. 2 damage is not the end of the world. Even if we catch the blight there, it's not that problematic. Primrose will turn about, trade in kind, and then it's just up to Brody there. Yeah, that's what we needed, bro. Nice work. A little bit of cheap stress relief, too.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying.
We do need busts. Probably more than we need these additional 6 torches, so I'm just going to pitch those on the ground. We should keep moving, he says, as they move forward. We also just found a torch.
Packs laden with loot.
We'll immediately capitalize. Still sitting good for light. Don't want to use it now, because then we're just deliberately wasting torches. I don't like being deliberately wasteful. Everybody's wasteful occasionally, but being deliberately wasteful... No, not deliberately. Darius Rucker, though? Journals of Darius Highwayman. Tangled with some unruly routes. Raven called them cultists. They were ferocious, but clumsy. I'm going to get rid of this anti-venom in favor of picking up the gold. We have a full stack of keys. What? You are a holy relic? Yep. Well, we're going to burn a torch, and we got to get rid of something. That something is going to be this stalwart buckle. Actually, you know what? That something is going to be this debuff charm, because this is a piece of garbage that we definitely don't need.
Now it must be carried home.
And we're going to throw some holy water in this urn, which should get us valuable riches. Yeah.
Waiting to be spent.
Don't want the health stone. Citrine, no. I am going to take the sapphire and stalwart buckle. You're gone. Sapphire, I wouldn't mind taking those emeralds, too. You know what? Medicinal herbs, we didn't pay a damn thing for you. I'd rather have the emeralds. Other 2 items I'm comfortable pitching on the floor. We got more than enough food for our immediate and future needs. We're a little strapped for cash at the end of this mission, as you recall. We got a little aggressive with our spending. Russell Franklin with the critical, but more importantly, putting the mark down, which is going to let the brothers Karamazov up front here do some ruinous shit to our enemies. We are a little worried about AoE damage from this cat as well, because AoE damage is the one thing that this group is not well equipped to deal with. They do not handle AoEs well at all. Single target damage like that crushing blow, Russell Franklin got that shit covered. AoE damage, that starts to be in a little bit of a problem. So Franklin, patch that up. Murder that man. Nicholas Brody has harvested his skull. You know what? Actually, your best bet then is going to be to just mark one of these dudes for Primrose Everdeen and let her take a shot. We also might want to have Prim think about starting to heal a little bit here as well. Take a coral. Another coral. Alright, see, the damage is starting to rack up a little bit, but Primrose is the only person we've got that can do damage to that back row. And Russell Franklin is keeping pace for now. Okay, 9 damage there. You know what? Here, just hack at this corpse. We could get it out of the way and make this fight be over that much sooner just by killing a corpse. Now we're just taking a bayonet jab instead of a coral to the heart. Also, we're going to hit that marked dude for 52 damage, which is astounding. Get the buff on Franklin, and we'll have Franklin throw a heal on himself. We can double stack that. At the end of this, he's going to be fully topped off. Yeah, there you go. The stackable buff heal, it works 10 out of 10 times. Another bayonet jab, 4 damage, nothing to be too afraid of. This man is dead. Yep, Nicholas Brody dropping him like a hot rock. Hello, what are you? Ooh, a jute tapestry? Ute tapestry? Is a ute tapestry. A course time-worn weaving bearing invocations of unutterable alienage. Well, we're definitely taking that. Little worried about food. Holy water I'd love to hang on to. We definitely got to keep keys around. So I think bandages are going away in favor of 5,500 gold. We can't really ditch these shovels. So as much as I want to take the crests, and I do want to take them... Oh, wait, we can just pick those up because we already have a stack. There you go. Shovels I don't give a shit about. Now we just got to figure out what we're going to throw on the ground instead. Well, I think instead of throwing these on the ground... No, don't do this. Everybody needs to drink a whole... I don't... Stop doing that. Drink the holy water, guys. Our goal was to drink it all rather than just throw it on the floor because I wanted to be as sacrilegious as possible. Instead, you guys just throwing holy water at a reliquary. I mean, I understand the correlation, so I see why you might think that's a good idea. We got a curio, we got a curio. What are the odds that this last room has our final... You know, there's 3 rooms here, and there's 6 rooms here, so it's twice as likely that this is the correct path. It's also a certainty that we're going to fight like twice as many battles if it turns out to be over here. Need more torchlight, please. Get that cranked all the way up. Bunch of bandits. 4 enemies like this where they're all single target is actually like the worst configuration of villains for us. We can't capitalize on our marking. We're just relying on high single target damage. Here comes a blanket fire. Nice dodge, which is good because, again, AoE damage is one thing that this group does not effectively deal with. Primrose take a little hit. The dodges are off the chain, though. Okay, 1 kill for Primrose Everdeen. That takes away, like, 1/2 of the enemy's ability to do AoE damage. Brody taking 11. Get a fire back in kind. 26 for the kill. He knows just where you're weakest. Nicholas Brody knows how to prey on a man's fears. We're going to go ahead and have... Yeah, you know, we should probably have Franklin heal. I was thinking we definitely should have had him marked. I was about to say I was thinking we should have had him mark instead. Turns out we should have had him marked, but how did we know he was going to throw a 0-point heal? And then get the holy living shit shanked out of him. Alright, Primrose. Drop a heal on Franklin. Franklin's going to have to physician thyself. He didn't win a speed roll, though, which is unfortunate. You know what? Here. We don't have to kill this man yet. Just set him up to die. For liability purposes, it's the C that will kill him. And we will try and stun him additionally as well. Good. That means we're not even taking a hit, and Franklin's going to get a chance to patch himself up. All right, do that. That's more the kind of heal we want to see. I mean, I'd rather prefer to split that into two 20s than 140 and a 0, but sometimes you got to take what you can get. Little bonus healing from Prim. I think we go ahead and drop the heal where we got the bonus. Somebody's going to beat this guy. Never mind. Okay. Took a little damage off of one, gave it to somebody else. I think it's time to stop screwing around with this guy and just cut his face off.
As victories mount,
Picked up the gold. Onyx stays on the floor. We still got plenty of light. No need to burn a torch before we head into this room. And if we really, really need light, we do, have the ability to camp here as well. I think we avoid this hallway battle. If we're trying to minimize the amount of difficulty we're going to encounter, doesn't really seem to be particularly useful for us to fight that. Let's go ahead and have you disarm since you do have a little bit of stress. This will give us some relief. 72 light, got a little box, stashed heirlooms. Stashed heirlooms that unfortunately I'm going to say no to. We can't carry those. We don't have the inventory space, and I don't want to allocate the space either. Still clutching onto those keys, Pete. Well, I'm hopeful that we might scout out the secret room. Okay, so room battle with treasure. Curio, Curio, trap, Curio. I think we avoid this. I'm going to guess our final reliquary is going to be down here somewhere. We no longer have medicinal herbs. If we throw a torch on this, it will fill our torchlight completely. So let's do that. We'll get an extra 6 light. Not great, but it's something. Continue on, do another free disarm for a little more bonus stress relief. And we're into this empty room. What lies in the empty room? What lies in wait? What wonders? What horrors? What terrors? We won't know until we actually walk into them because we didn't get scouting, so.
even
Shovel.
the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Ever read books? Books are a sucker's gambit. Up to 87 light. 73 light. We are going to burn one here. Pete, you going out for a smoke? Oh, if only. Ah, we have guessed correctly. Perfect, and honestly, this fight, this'll do. Let's get the double mark on the big guy quick. I don't want to take a bunch of ground pounds. Big old critical to start things off. We got a pretty good chance of finishing that guy before he even gets an opportunity to swing here. Brody, wanna help a brother out? Come on. Halfway home. All right. The spear thrust, whew, okay, glad we got the dodge there. Those do a lot of damage. Oh, come on, Everdeen. What was that? You were shooting at a marked target. It's a damn good thing that Cousin Matthew dodged that shit. Otherwise, I would have never forgiven you. I'm probably still gonna never forgive you because I'm a vindictive asshole, but you got lucky.
The greater the glory.
Comes a tempting goblet. Yep, you know what? Hey, that stress is on you, Primrose Everdeen. If you had hit that guy first time, this man might already be dead. Chop the corpse. I want to get that bad boy out of the way. And the corpse was still marked, which is why it was a good opportunity to go ahead and hit it there. Marked corpses, we still get our bonus damage against a marked target, even if it is a corpse. We don't really need to heal. He says as he throws an attack that misses by a country mile, and once again, Matthew Crawley is there to clean up the mess. Alright, I would much rather not have this onyx than I would rather have 12 crests. And I don't need these torches at all. I would rather have 50 gold. And we should probably camp just for a little free stress relief. I mean, mission is technically over. Not entirely over, but it's technically over. We don't really need... Do we have anything that prevents a nighttime ambush? Of course not. I mean, probably we do, and I probably just forgot to equip it. Let's do a bunch of stress relief. Everybody has encourage, though. So... you don't have encourage. You could abandon hope, which is bad. Give us more stress than it would possibly... You take 15 stress and one companion gets plus 20 damage. You know, that's not bad if you can cross it up with an encourage, which we could. But instead, we're just going to do that. We have 6 time left, and I have no idea how the hell we're going to spend it. Sure, scout ahead. Seems useful. And this is how we do it, by the way. And we're done. I imagine we're going to take an ambush here. We didn't get any skill to prevent a nighttime ambush, even though I know for a fact highwaymen have them, and I think we have them on these characters. We just didn't equip them. You know what? Continue adventuring. I just want to double check that. Oh, nope, your camping skills are wrong. And, okay, never mind. We don't have those. That's something we're definitely going to have to address. None of this team, except for Primrose Everdeen, has camping skills that are worth a shit. So we'll have to fix that.
The abbot will be grateful.
Quest rewards.
The droppings of his faith have been restored.
Is that for the $5,500 tapestry that we found? Is that why the abbot's going to be happy with this? Because we brought him home a moldy old scrap of cloth? Man, the abbot's easy to please. Anytime now, I'd love to skip this, though. No? Okay. I mean, I guess I can wait. Level 5? There's what I came to see right there. How'd we do? Not so good. Spotted fever. Calm is terrible, although lazy eye is also bad. Satanophobia is bad. Hemophilia is crippling, actually, for a occultist. Claustrophobia is not a big deal. Wield Tactician replaced Second Wind. Those kind of... Wow, we got really boned on the quirks there. We have to get rid of that disease on Russell Franklin. I mean, he is effectively useless. Cloister's free, Transept Hall is free, Penance Hall is free. That's really good for us. We got some opportunities, because I think we may do another delaying mission and take the team that's going to go into take our first stab at the Darkest Dungeon. We may have them take an opportunity to get rid of some of that. Hemophilia has got to go. All right. Did we get any Wash? What have you got? You got Lethargy, which is -4 speed. You know what, Wash? We're not going to take you into the dungeon. And since disease removal here is not free and we've got plenty of opportunity to get your diseases cured at a later date, I think I'm going to hold off on that. Also, sort me by level here. So we got Nick, we got Prim. They're both in fine shape. Crawley, you were the other guy who got a disease. Yeah, spotted fever. I think it's worthwhile to pay to get rid of that. We are a little low on cash, but when we make our run on the dungeon, I think we're going to be okay. We got another week to sort of buff up in the meantime, too. So, Padme, what is it that is there anything you won't do? You're bloodthirsty, you're a satanophobe, a necromaniac, and you hate people. Well then, I guess we'll just have you go to the Penance Hall and flagellate, because it's free. Atonement is within your grasp. Plus, you really seem like the kind of sort who would be surreptitiously into a little light bondage and domination on occasion. Be like, oh, Anakin, Master Anakin, spank me with your lightsaber. Probably wouldn't want to get spanked with a lightsaber. I think the scarring would be sort of off-putting. Unless you're Christian Grey or Anastasia Steele. Great names for characters, by the way, guys. Christian Grey, Anastasia Steele. Pete, you're always firing shots at 50 Shades. Yeah, well, this is bad. I'll fire shots at it till the day I die. It's not a good book. Wash is just lethargic. Is there anything like you won't do? You're enlightened. You will only meditate for stress relief. Well, fortunately, we have a spot for that. Let's get a Padme. Sophia, is there anything you won't do? You're compulsive, lazy, and a known cheat. Well, you're going into the Darkest Dungeon, so why don't you take your compulsive, lazy, cheating ass and start praying to your almighty, good, and holy savior for a little bit of personal salvation, so that when you go down to the Darkest Dungeon, you don't get murdered. I don't want any of you guys on my team. Sorry. And I think that's probably where we're going to wrap things up. Still pretty successful little dungeon. I really like the team that we have that's got all of the cross-marking abilities. They're not overwhelming defensively, but their damage, it's real good, man. They can whip out some catastrophic burst damage. Just bang, bang, bang. And I think for the layer of the dungeon where we have to fight the, like, cyst guys, that team will be very good. But that remains to be seen at a future date. This episode is done. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. And if you'd like to see the world premieres of as of yet unmentioned Nell Trent and Elizabeth March, might consider subscribing as well, because I'm sure they'll both die horrible fates in the very near future, as is fitting. I don't know if Nell's was so horrible. I mean, every time I read the old Curiosity Shop and get to the part where Nell dies, I actually laugh out loud, because to me it's hysterically funny. Your mileage may vary, but that's the wonders of Dickens. Right now, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.